global developments and
yes, Ms. Amal, we can't hear you.
Ma'am, I think she's having problem with internet.
All right. So we welcome you, Ms. Amal. Sorry, Ms. Bayan. Thank you for being with us. And the floor is yours. I mean, you can give your little intro and then you can start. Yes. Or Ms. Nuslia is here. Yes. Ms. Nuslia, you can introduce her so that we can continue with her. Yes.
Okay. So we are having Ms. Bayan now.
Yes, Ms. Bayan we have with us.
Okay. So Ms. Bayan, thank you so much for joining us. Ms. Bayan Alsutari, she's a strategic communications and digital media expert with 13 years of more than 13 years of experience helping high-profile organizations and leaders build impactful online presences. She currently serves as web editor at the United Nations Development Program, where she leads digital content and web strategies to advance global development goals and public engagement. Previously, Ms. Bayan worked as a media consultant at the Executive Office of H. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, shaping national narratives and amplifying key initiatives, and as an editorial lead at the UAE Prime Minister's Office. Welcome, Ms. Bayan. Ms. Bayan, you are on mute. Can you unmute, please?
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you so much, Zainab, Nusaila, and Sanam for organizing this event, which aims to build bridges and promotes global dialogue on women's empowerment. So in today's session, I'm going to be talking about how media and storytelling can shape not only what we see, but how we think, act, and build a change. So if Zainab can help us share the slides, please, from her side.
I'm sharing.
Yes. So, media shapes power and progress. Stories decide who we remember and who we forget. Media is our megaphone, but not every voice is heard. Too often, women's stories stay at the margins. In the UN communications, I see how narrative shapes policy and opportunity. This is about how storytelling can change that imbalance. Before we look at the bigger picture, I want to start with one story. If we can please go to the next slide. So I want to check, does anyone know this lady here in this picture? Okay, this lady is Tara Witsover. She was born in the United States in a rural area called Idaho, a remote mountain town with no doctors, no hospitals, and no formal schooling. She never went to school until she was 17. At 22, she walked into a university lecture hall for the first time. A few years later, she earned a PhD from Cambridge and wrote her memoirs, Educated. Her story reminds us that one voice once heard can move millions. It's not only about education, it's about the transformative power of visibility. So before we dive deeper, let's take a quick look at where women stand globally. You can go to the next slide, please. Yes, so women make up around 50% of the world population, yet equality remains distant. In the MENA region, only 17.9% of women are in the labor force, compared to nearly 70% of men. Female literacy stands at 74.5 compared to 86.9 for men. Women hold just 17.2 of parliamentary seats globally. The question is, if women make up half of the world, Why do their voices still make up less than a quarter of what we see and hear in the media? So now, how does the media fit into this picture? The stories we tell define what is possible. We need media that challenge stereotypes and show women as leaders, not only supporters. Across politics, science, journalism, humanitarian workers, women are rewriting the story, our inclusive narrative. But visibility alone is not enough, specifically in this age. We are entering what I would call representation 2.0, where influence matters more than visibility. Who designs the algorithm decide what stories become trends. So representation 2.0 is not about faces in the screen, but it's about we as women, our fingerprints on the system. So worldwide, one story sparked a movement and still can. There are so many movements around the world like Me Too, which started as one woman's story and became a global call for accountability. Also, Malal's story turned her personal struggle into a worldwide movement for education. We also have initiatives like He for She by the UN Women, Spotlight initiative by UN and EU campaign by European Union. These campaigns try and aim to end violence against women, and they amplify women's stories and protect their right to tell them. If we can go to the next slide, please. Yeah. And the one after. So in today's world, truth is not itself is under attack. Women, especially journalists and leaders, face targeted disinformation. They are attacked with fake images, quotes, even deep fakes, meant to discredit them. So what is the solution? We need a media literacy to spot this bias, ethical storytelling to defend the truth, collective accountability to make fairness everyone's responsibility. Tomorrow's storytelling and storytellers are not just journalists. They are coders, data scientists, digital architects. So if women are not part of building those systems, we will code today's inequalities into tomorrow's technology. As the International Center for Journalists say, truth-telling is the new activism. Which takes me back to the idea of we are now in a different phase called representation 2.0. And the next slide, please. So, what is the status of women on the global stage? Women's presence on the global stage tells its own story. Even today, women receive only 26% of total media coverage, and fewer than 2 in every 100 stories address gender-based violence. But there is progress. Digital spaces are opening doors that traditional media long kept closed. In 2020, 42% of online reporters were women, up from just 25% in 2015. Progress worldwide on gender equality is slowing. Even recently, in the United Nations General Assembly, the 80th session, that topic of gender equality got a great attention. Even though it is slowing, but it remains a core central part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And gender equality is goal number 5. So representation for women must be systematic, not symbolic. Women belong at every decision-making table. They shouldn't be only part of the audience. When women are missing, democracy falters and our view of the world narrows. So With that, I tried to have a short presentation. As I wrap up, I want to leave you with these thoughts. The next slide, please.
Yep, it's the next one, and then there's the last one. Thank you.
Yeah. Human and digital voices together can redefine truth. Diversity builds trust. Authenticity outlasts algorithm. The question today is not if women are represented, but whether truth itself is inclusive. Because the future of storytelling is not who speaks, it's who designs the stage. And events like this promotes global dialogue and build bridges, connecting voices that might never meet otherwise. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bayan, for a wonderful presentation and giving motivation to everyone. And it was amazing. Thanks. Thank you for joining also today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Actually, Bayan, your presentation was giving us the real picture, actually. I mean, and the hidden facts that how the women and the percentage globally, their representation, and how it should be actually. So, I mean, we should all again rethink of it and make sure that women are the integral, not only the part, but they should be, the functional part of the organization or at global level.